Don't learn TypeScript. I know, crazy coming from me, but hear me out for a second. TypeScript's a terrible language to learn. It's one of the worst learning experiences you can have. If you Google search learn TypeScript or TypeScript guide, all of the things that are going to come up are about things you don't actually need to learn. The best way to get good at TypeScript isn't learning it, it's using it. Let me explain. I see a lot of people looking for tutorials and looking at these crazy examples people like Matt post and thinking that's what TypeScript's all about. It's not. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know how a lot of those crazy things work. I also don't know how Prime wears all this shit all day. I can't do this. I don't know how he just he makes programmer money. Why would he dress like this? He thought a polo counted as button-up shirt because buttons near color. Isn't that so much better? Anyways, for the majority of developers, the majority of the time, you won't be writing much TypeScript at all. Most of the files in our code bases are just vanilla JavaScript minus a few lines. Even in TRPC, the most type-safe library that we use, the big router files that define all of our logic are vanilla JavaScript. They have a .ts extension, but there is no type definitions, no colon definitions or anything in those files. So how do you learn TypeScript then? By writing JavaScript in TypeScript files. The benefits of TypeScript are not all of the crazy syntax and weird helpers and behaviors and inheritance and all the chaotic things TypeScript can do. Those are great, but those are not how you will benefit from TypeScript. Library builders and people like Tanner Lindsley are going to do awesome things with those type definitions, but that's not your problem. Your problem is writing as few types as possible so that inference can tell you what's going on. Generally speaking, TypeScript is less like a language and more like a linter, where it scans through your code, catches potential mistakes you are making, and has strict rules to help you think less and write more. TypeScript shouldn't take more of your energy and brain power than JavaScript. It should take less. It should allow you to move faster and with confidence, knowing that if you made a dumb mistake, it will put a little red underline and let you know. And if you want to rename something in the future, you can right-click and rename it, or I'm sure there's some binding in Vim for it too. Don't want to exclude y'all Vim folks right now. The point here is, the more JavaScript you write and learn, the easier TypeScript will be to pick up. And you should learn TypeScript by writing JavaScript and writing a few type definitions when you need to. Almost all of the type definitions in my code bases are just parameters for functions. Everything else is inferred from what's returned, what's defined, and everything else that I do in my code. If you're adding lots of types all over the place, you're actually making your code less type safe and harder to work with. It's very easy to have a type definition in something like a return type override the return value type in TypeScript. As such, the less types you write, the better, especially when you're getting started. And if you find tutorials that are less focused on all the crazy things TypeScript can do and more on how to build software, where TypeScript isn't in the title, it's more a side note, that is how you'll get the most out of TypeScript. Don't learn TypeScript. Learn JavaScript and use TypeScript as you learn it. Hope this was helpful. If you haven't subscribed already, come on, it's free and it helps the channel out a ton. YouTube thinks they're going to like the video here. Chances are it's something else about TypeScript and all these types of things. So if you like that, definitely watch it. It's a pretty good one. I wouldn't put it up otherwise. Thank you as always. Peace, nerds.